Düsseldorf in Germany with one of the fastest boat here, probably.
No.
No, not. I think it's the fastest. Do you think the Dragonfly 36 is faster?
I'm not sure.
I think we will see during summer. So, Andre Betts, tell me why your boat is here and what you have done here.
I was invited by the German club Multihull Germany to show my boat because they always need a kind of eye catcher for the fair.
Yeah.
Because this is one of the main events for the club.
Improvement you will do for the season then? Anything you will change?
Not this time, but I have done quite a lot in the last years.
Yeah.
The latest change was a new wind sensor. I can sum up the main changes. The main changes of the boat were building new floats. Each is a full carbon float on both sides. They are longer, they have a longer water line, more volume down below. They have a slight wave piercer profile, and each of them weighs only 52 kilos.
52 kilos?
52 kilos,
That's
yes.
not much.
No, it's nothing. It's a full carbon sandwich,
carbon.
yes. And before that I have built foils.
Yeah. The sea foils?
The sea foils are self-designed and self-built.
Okay.
They were inspired by watching the Vendée Globe in 2016. I made contact with Ian Ferrier because he was selling foils for about 20,000 euro.
Yeah.
A complete pair of foils for 20,000 euros.
Yeah.
And it was too much for my budget, so I decided to build them myself. But he refused to help me.
Okay. He refused to do that.
No, he didn't want to give away his knowledge. His know-how.
He wanted something for it. Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted to sell the foils and not give away self-building plans. So,
No.
And he said, well, you have to build molds, and therefore I built molds. I made a kind of reverse engineering of the foils that were there. Learned how to design foils, and I did it here, so they have a different size and shape compared to the one of the Ferrier.
Okay.
But they really work out very well.
They worked fine? Or?
Yeah, they work fine. You can say average 2 to 4 knots more under the same conditions. Because you lift the boat in the conditions, you have much more righting moment when you need it. Normally you would have to reef very early.
Yeah.
Or much earlier, but with these foils you get much more righting moment, and exactly in the right moment when you need it. That means when you're very fast. Then you have the high lift from the dynamic lift from the speed itself.
So we have a competitor, Ulf. Is it the same design of his foils that you have?
Ulf, there's a kind of competition between Ulf and me. Ulf always wants to make it better,
Yeah.
and both of us think we are better than the other. But that means he always has to make it different.
Yeah.
But everybody thinks he's the better one. You know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
showed me.
But we were good friends.
Yeah, you're friends. Yeah. You showed me you can press a button and they can change angle.
I know.
Can you adjust anything about your foils?
Just mechanically, I have 2 screws where I can change the rake.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
I just run with fixed. Below 10 knots of boat speeds, you feel nothing. It's just loss because the drag is more than you gain.
Yeah.
And you don't see anything. Yeah, but between 10 and 12 knots of boat speed, you start feeling the dynamic lift.
Okay.
And just to compare, when you have four Beaufort wind, and you're sailing with half wind, and the floats are completely depressed in the water, then and you push down the foils, then they come out 2/3 out of the water. The whole boat comes out. The main hull is only kissing the water anymore.
Okay.
And you're 2 to 4 knots more under the same conditions.
It's nice.
It's very nice.
But when I sailed Silver Rudder and it was very little wind in the beginning there, then I catched up with you and
I know.
passed you.
Yeah,
and
I was jealous.
Then I didn't see you more. But then the wind increased and you came fast again. So that was funny for me for an hour.
Yeah, but that's true. In low wind, there's no benefit.
Yeah.
But then the good thing is you can retract them completely, But the best conditions for foiling is downwind with Janaka.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so great because you have so much reserve righting moment and safety. The bows are just this high above the water, and you can go and press it and nothing happens. It's, yeah. What else?
What else?
Is the mast.
Yeah.
The mast is it's difficult. I have no nets in the
Yeah,
moment.
see, I will hold it.
Yeah. That's a rotating wing mast, and it's a real wing mast. It's a real wing mast. That means it's a chord to width is 2.8 to 1. So the width is 1 and the length is 2.8, the width.
Is that the best ratio?
Yeah, that's the best ratio because if you go to 3, you have too high sail area up without sails.
Okay.
This is already 3.2 square meters of sail. The mast only,
Okay.
but the shape, the longer it is, the better is the aerodynamical shape for the fairing in of the mainsail. So, and that's very good. And I have a passive or a self-tacking mast rotation. That's realized with this tackle here.
Yeah.
And I also have an active mast rotation tackle which I attach there to this pad eyes to the both sides. So I have 2 tackles on both sides,
Okay.
1 tackle on each side, and then I can rotate out to 110 degrees. And that's very important when you go downwind sailing with Janaka, because then you can really fair in at the top. Telltales are really attached on the leeward side, which is the perfect way when you go down sailing. Then you have the whole complete sail plan in balance, and you just control everything with a tiller, nothing else. Yeah.
Also-
What's interesting maybe for you is this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a.
Explain what is that?
That's an emergency main sheet release.
Okay.
It's radio control. I have a sender with me, which you only push on it, and then it pulls a small tackle here, which releases the main sheet.
So it releases
Yeah, it releases this shackle. You see?
this small thing
There's a
there.
pull line here.
Okay,
This pull
yeah.
line is pulled by this actuator there.
Yeah.
When you push it, and it takes about let's say 3 to 5 seconds, and then the main sheet just drops, and you have all the power lost.
Okay.
The reason why is this is also from Mike Waters, who is the designer of the mast.
Yeah.
It's a naval architect. He's now 91 years old, and we cooperated. He is running the website Small Try Design.
Yeah.
You might know it.
Yeah.
And well, he's the designer of the mast, and we cooperated. I built the first prototype of 12.2 meters, and we made a manual how to build a mast, so you can build your own mast. Because the main reason why trimarans capsize is always they were not able anymore to release the main sheet. Because once the boat is heeling very much, you're just caring for yourself from intuition and try to hold somewhere, and you can't concentrate anymore on the main sheet. And then you need something which is easy to activate. So you just push a button. It's called thumper, this thing.
Okay.
And then it goes automatic, and then you're relieved.
This rudder, is that really original? Because
No.
mine is far
No,
off.
normally where you sit was a normal tiller position, so the tiller was connected to the rudder itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And but as I was developing more and more for being solo sailing, I thought sitting there with a traveler in front, main sheet traveler, and the sheets from the jib up there is nearly impossible to handle in a tack or in a jibe. So I thought it's much better when I move this. So I built this pivot, and this connection here, and it works well. Because here it's like
it feels okay to steer like this.
it's the same feel as if you had the rudder itself. There's no difference because the angles, the angles and the length are the same. I can even sit out. No? I can sit out on the beam. I shortened this because it doesn't need to be longer. I never sit out there; it's uncomfortable. So I have a small.
That's
seat.
because you don't have that chair.
Yes, yeah, I have another chair. I prefer to sit.
Not the same.
I prefer to sit here, and I want to have my autopilot, the autopilot wind sensor, and my
navigation.
Navigation. I want to see it. So this is a kind of control room for everything. Everything is in reach of one arm, so I don't need to move very much.
Yeah, this actually looks very good. I would say. I sit here as well, but you know my boat is shorter, so I can reach my tiller from here.
Yeah.
So it goes here. So I have a tiller extension, so I can still sit here.
No, that's okay.
I wish it was some centimeters longer, so I could.
Don't you use this?
No. Not when I'm when I solo I have a short one, so I can sit here and do like this.
It's a kind of bearing package which I designed myself, and it was built by them, and it's flanged on top. The screws go through, but these are the screws are fixed to the thing, so I don't need one person to hold the head of the screw and then I screw it from the other side. It's eight screws. Yeah, this is new this year, an improvement now. It's an automatic traveler. I don't even have lines yet, so this tacks itself and releases the leeward clues.
Yeah, I know. I had this on my J24 once upon a time.
Yeah.
It's super expensive because I think Harken have a pattern for this solution, but
the sailors who sailed with it always told me they never want to sail without it again. So there must be something with it, like on an iPad or something. I can't understand it yet, but I will. I hope.
Yeah,
so there were many people saying do this and don't do anything else.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I haven't seen it for a long time, but I had it on that boat and it was like standard, so that's why.
And I'm thinking if I can tackle it endless, so that the open end is going to the other side, so that I don't have this lot of rope running around. I don't know yet. No? Yeah, the autopilot actuator is normally here and just fits in here. So I'm sitting very close and I can reach it quickly. It takes only, and I have made a kind of catch here. And I have a screw on top of the.
I need to film this because
this catch is very, because I can do it in dark night. I only feel it. I don't need to look at it even to couple it again.
That was smart. You know, mine is back there. I miss all the time. It's almost impossible to get it right.
That I had this also. I thought about it a long time, and this is the cure. Just make a catch. And then put a small screw on the top side, opposite side of the hole underneath, and then you can feel where is up and where is lower side, and you turn it, and then you just have it in your hand. You can do it with
so
blindfolded
easy.
hand. No?
Okay, I will do that for sure.
And then when you pull it up, I have a catch that it stays there. It's not mounted now.
No.
But you catch it up there, and it stays up there, and you just push it down. It's something like this here. For the motor, upside down, and you push it from below, and it stays there, and you push it down. And because I had so many issues with the autopilot, it must go fast. You must connect and disconnect. Must be easy. Otherwise, you don't use it.
No, totally agree. Because I need to go back like this and then lift it off, and then I need to turn it, like feel okay, it's on the other side. I turn up. Okay.
And in the same time, the boat does what it
The
wants.
boat is going like crazy, some other direction. And like, then I have to lift it off again. And I'm like, that was not good.
Yeah.
Okay, this will save me more than
and this is
the trim guide.
also part of the catch, because before this was there, the actuator fell in between the pin and the tiller. So it just falls in. If the position is right, then you'd only need to do this a little bit, and that's it.
This will be the first thing I do when I come home.
J0, I do have
Jib
0. I do have a flying jib,
so
which is attached to the same tack point as the Janaka. It goes up to the masthead, but it's only 100%. It doesn't go behind the mast. It's like a jib. It's really a jib 0, and I've made a new track for that here. On the right side, you see?
Okay, I see.
And with this track, I should be able to sheet it that close that I can go upwind 90 degrees, as Randy says. I hope so.
And Randy also say you need the tension to be so hard.
Yes, that's why I made new shrouds now. You see, the shrouds now have another that's
that
low friction ring.
Yeah.
And I want to install a tackle here, a very strong tackle to that point there, so that I'm able to tension more.
Good.
Yeah.
I will also do that. I
And
see
can-
now.
I shouldn't give any
No,
interviews.
you shouldn't. You're losing hours
And then-
after hours here.
Yeah, because last year I didn't have it,
No.
and in these very tricky conditions south of Sweden with these 4-meter waves,
Yeah.
my shrouds went loose on one side. I didn't have something was wrong with the knot, and I had a knee problem, so
Yeah.
I couldn't go out anymore. I didn't dare to go there, and the mast was bang, bang, bang. If I had this tackle, it would have been no problem at all.
Yeah, yeah.
But without this, that's why I decided to put it back. Yeah, then what is very good for me was the self-tacking jib, because I've made so many failed tacks that I thought I need to automate it. So with this self-tacking jib, I'm very happy now. Well, this is a new EV1 from Trimaran,
Okay.
and this tacks now very slowly compared to the.
Okay.
It tacks it tacks perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah? So before that was I had a SPX5 or something, a very old Trimaran. It was from 2008,
Yeah.
and this one was tacking like hell, going over
Yeah,
and
yeah.
breaking the boat.
Yeah.
Not a break,
but
not breaking
it's too
into
much.
pieces.
Yeah,
It was
breaking
too
the
fast.
speed.
Breaking the speed, it was just too fast.
Yeah.
But now this one goes around like perfect.
So do you have a button to tack, or do you need to?
They have you push 2 buttons, and then you have auto tack.
Okay.
And I intend to use this.
Is it 90 degrees then?
It's exactly 90 degrees.
We're going to tack. Before you tack, all these boats have a lot of things at 90 degrees. You can sight down the back of the main hatch, down the rear beam, down the front beam, 90 degrees. That's our key number, 90 degrees. I'll write it down here.
Now I know why they put 90 degrees.
Okay,
you know?
yeah.
It's just a standard, 90 degrees.
Can you?
And it has a 9-axis accelerometer
Yeah, yeah.
in there. It's a self-training AI in there.
That sounds expensive.
But it's the cheapest AI I have seen.
Okay. Okay. I will check the price for it because
I can say it's a good thing. Works very well. So it even steers out waves from behind and all these tricky things. Sorry.
send me a link to where I can buy it then.
So inside,
Yeah.
moment. So I changed. Yeah, I had said I nearly changed everything. Last thing I changed was this bunks. This is the compass from the Trimaran
Okay.
EV1. That's the 9-axis. I made this. Went in. This is very practical because before I was living in from a bag only.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
once I have thrown things
Yeah.
somewhere, they disappeared and I never found them again until I left. I went back into the harbor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I made these boxes, and you can really sort out what you put in which box. They're very light.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just a little bit of veneer here with a one carbon fiber strip on the back side.
Yeah.
And then you close them, and that's
gone.
it. Yes, and then this table.
Yeah.
It's
I have a similar realization or something.
that's yeah. You see, I have been a furniture builder before.
It makes them really
Yeah,
good.
so that's
Too good for a boat.
yes, but that was a
Like a Alvarez table.
leftover veneer. It's enough for that. That's for 2 persons.
Yeah.
That's for 1 person breakfast. Yeah, that's it inside. I have a toilet here.
Oh, that's much more than I have.
Yeah, it's carbon fiber.
It is carbon fiber. I was going to joke about that, but you
No, it's no joke. It's no
no
joke.
joke, but
And it's that's Baltic water. It's nothing else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's carbon.
It was 9 kilos before,
Yeah. And
and
now.
I used the original one as the mold. So the old one had to be destroyed, otherwise I couldn't
Get it
not
out.
have gotten it
Yeah.
out. But this is now 1 kilo only, so I saved some kilos.
1 kilo. That's really good.